This is a brilliant question that you guys have asked me. Really, one that is really useful for you to get the answer to. What qualifies for a successful flip? And the whole question was, Susannah, what qualifies for a successful flip? Is it one where I put in a new kitchen, a new bathroom, do a full renovation, maybe rewire, new plumbing, the whole thing? Or can a bit of paint qualify as a successful flip? Well, what do you think the answer is? If you think about it logically, what do you think the answer is? For me, what qualifies for a successful flip is actually one that makes money. That's the put it in the simplest terms. So let me tell you, so one that makes money, and one that makes around a 20% markup after all costs. Let me give you a beautiful example. I'm out here in Barcelona. A couple of weeks ago, my friend Arthur came out and we spent 5 days just running around Barcelona having a great time. On the Thursday night, we were in Dr. Stravinsky, which is an amazing cocktail bar in Barcelona. And what we were doing, we were watching him sell a property or at auction. And what was super exciting about it was, I think we logged on when there was maybe about 50 bids. And I forget the exact numbers, so do forgive me. I think there ended up being something like 97 bids. And what happens on an online auction is that every time a person puts a bid in, it then extends the bid for another 30 seconds, and the money goes whoop and goes bigger. So it goes up by like 5,000 or 1,000 or whatever the bid was. And then the clock resets for another 30 seconds, and then somebody else comes in and bids, and somebody else comes in and bids. Now, Arthur made over £100,000, and we were drinking cocktails. I'm not a big drinker, it was just one. We were drinking cocktails in Dr. Stravinsky's bar in Born in Barcelona, watching him make over 100 grand on the screen. And then afterwards we called up, because it was an online auction, we called up the auctioneer and we had a right lovely chat with Charlie Dole from Straker's Auctions. Brilliant guy, brilliant auctioneer. Really recommend them. So does that qualify in your book as a successful flip? He made over 100 grand and he did it sitting in a cocktail bar in Barcelona. Now let me tell you that he didn't actually do any renovation work to the property. He had bought the property on October the 4th and he sold it in the end of November. Oh no, sorry, the very beginning of December, 2 weeks ago, and I'm talking to you in December, So he bought it on October the 4th, he held it for a couple of months, he literally put it straight back into auction. But what he had done, because he had actually been trying to buy that property for 2 years, because unfortunately it was a deceased estate, and then really sadly, some of the people who were then going to be the beneficiaries of that deceased estate also passed away. So it was quite a legal, not a tangle, but just, it was a property that he really stuck with to assist the family in getting it sold and moving them on as well. He, during that time, had put in a bit of planning, which had only cost him 700 quid to put a back extension on. So he'd added value in terms of the permission. He'd also supported and added value, if you like, with the family being the certain buyer, but he hadn't done any renovation at all. But I would suggest that making 100 grand and a flip qualifies as a successful flip. So you do not necessarily need to do a full renovation to qualify as a successful flip. Always analyze your deals and say, if I sold this without actually putting anything into it, would it make me money? And if it does make me money, that's a successful flip, versus how much more money would it make if I did like a big refurb? How much more money would it cost me in terms of interest, and almost how much more risk would it cost me? Because it's not just the money for the refurb, it's also the money for holding the property as well. So fundamentally, a successful flip is one where you make a good 20% minimum markup, or like Arthur, over 100 grand over a cocktail in a bar in Barcelona. Well done, Arthur. If you want to get more videos, do subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you think it's a cracking video, quite good fun. And do put comments in. I tend to reply to quite a lot of the comments. And the other thing that you can do is come onto my website, thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk. We've got loads more about flipping, loads about deal sourcing, all downloadable for you, super useful for you. Good luck in your flipping, whether you just take it and flip it straight out in auction, take it, flip it straight out at estate agent, or do a full-bodied renovation and feel super proud about the whole creative process. I wish you every success. I hope that vid was really useful to you. I got more free stuff that's going to be super useful to you. I got free downloads. This one over here is the buy to sell posing kit. Download it, checklist it, make sure you've got everything you need for buy to sell.